I've been married to Emily for 2 years. I'm obsessed with her. She hates me. How much does she hate me? I was in a car accident, broke multiple bones, and stayed in their hospital for 6 months. She's an orthopedic doctor and didn't visit me once. Nobody likes me. Everyone says I drove Frank away and I'm a wicked person. Right after the accident, when I lost my mobility, people around her congratulated her. Emily, you finally get a break. When I was about to be discharged, her friends were worried for her. Jack's getting out and he's going to trouble Emily again. Sure enough, once I got out, the first thing I did was find Emily. But not to cling to her. I handed her a document instead. Emily, this is what you wanted. What? I gave a slight smile. Open it, you'll know. Emily, I don't want the house or the car. I wish you success. Let's not cross paths again. After handing over the divorce papers, I stepped back, blending into the crowd. Nurse, what's the situation with the person in the next bed? Why has nobody visited them? Humph, maybe they've done too many bad things and everyone's avoiding them. Even in my coma, I could hear conversations around me. In the dark world of my coma, I tried with all my strength to wake up but couldn't. Then finally, after countless tries, a cup fell with a thud near me and startled me awake. Oh my, sir, you woke up, the lady exclaimed. I looked at the ceiling above, unable to move. Sir, I'm sorry, I dropped the cup and it startled you awake? No, I should thank her for dropping it, as it was the shock that woke me. Nobody knew how scared and terrified I was in that dark coma. News of me waking up quickly spread to the doctors. They came to run some tests and said it was great that I woke up. But amid a sea of white coats, I didn't see Emily. While I was unconscious, I didn't hear her voice. After waking, she was nowhere in sight. Where's Emily? The doctors exchanged glances. Emily, she's in surgery, can't get away right now. How's my body? When the accident happened, you landed on the back of your head, causing several brain contusions which made you comatose. You also have a broken right hand, a severely fractured left thigh, and some other broken bones and soft tissue injuries. Overall, serious injuries. Until yesterday, you've been asleep for 40 days. Luckily, you were brought to the hospital in time. Slowly, the brain contusions are absorbing, and the fractures have been surgically fixed with casts, improving gradually. Dinner time rolled around, and the lady next door was feeding her husband, turning to ask me, Sir, who is this Emily you keep mentioning? Someone important? She's my wife. What kind of surgery takes 8 hours anyway? Your partner wakes up and no time even for a glance? I shook my head. Just an acquaintance. I see. And your family? Only a caregiver attended to me, helping with washes and catheters while I was comatose. Probably in the entire hospital, no one's in worse shape than me. I made up an excuse. They're in another city, their health isn't great, can't come over. My parents divorced when I was in middle school, 'cause my dad cheated. I was given to my dad. My mom was deeply affected, moved overseas. My dad's a businessman, always flying city to city. Except for filling my allowance, he has no time for me. Oh, and he had another child, a brother, with a new aunt 3 years ago. I pursued Emily. Well, not really pursued. Pursuing means she still liked me afterward. But after we got married, she was as cold as ice. Not even a third of the gentleness she showed towards Frank. If Frank hadn't left, she might have married him. What the? Why's the drip running backward? The caregiver cried while preparing my meal. I turned to see the 4-needle in my hand, a length of tubing filled with blood. The caregiver immediately pressed the nurse call button. The nurse who came was my former high school classmate, Lily. Her eyes were full of annoyance, written plainly on her face. She roughly tore off the tape on my hand and yanked the needle out. Back then, not many in our class didn't privately call me a fox, vicious, a jerk. She changed the tubing and left. Both the caregiver and the lady next door couldn't stand it. The caregiver lifted the meal, preparing to feed me, and commented, Maybe she's just in a bad mood. No, I've noticed her attitude is just bad toward you. For our old man here, she's all right when changing meds. I didn't say much, simply asked, "Could you buy me a small table? I'll eat by myself." My right hand was still in a cast. Only my left hand could move. Normally, if Lily treated me this way, I wouldn't let it slide. I would have confronted her. But right now, I don't have the energy or the fight in me. When Emily came in, I was struggling to eat. Using my left hand to eat was awkward. When she walked in, my spoon froze midair. I must have appeared pitifully awkward in that moment. She glanced at me, then looked over to the older gentleman in the other bed. "What's going on?" "Oh, she was here to see the next bed." I bowed my head, mechanically eating as if numb. "Doctor, you're here." My husband said his elbow suddenly hurts terribly. Emily adjusted the gentleman's cast slightly. "Better now?" "Much better, it's not as painful." Wondered the lady. Did they change doctors? Wasn't it Lewis before? He had family matters I'm covering for a couple of days. "Oh, I see. You look so young to be working at the third hospital, impressive. Do you have a boyfriend?" Emily dodged the lady's question. The cast was too tight, pressing on the elbow, causing pain. "If this happens again, call a doctor promptly." Having addressed the gentleman's issues, she seemed yet to leave. I remained head down, mechanically feeding myself. When a pair of white shoes appeared by my bedside, a nurse ran over. "Emily, emergency case." In a blink, those white shoes disappeared again. I looked out into the dark and sniffled a bit. Since then, Emily hasn't come to see me. Lewis came back, so she doesn't need to fill in anymore. The beds around me, they're all Lewis's patients. I heard that night there was a chain car accident that injured a lot of people. Also, I heard Emily went to another province for training. Then when she returned, a huge fire happened in the city, and the hospital was packed. Later on, I heard she got sent abroad for more studies. Basically, she's super busy. The bed next to me changed occupants over and over. Once I was able to get up, I put all my effort into rehab. I needed to stand again like a normal person. No matter how tough the rehab was, I hung in there, just like the other patients. Somewhere along the way, I became the joke of my old group of friends. Stuck in bed from the accident, unable to take care of myself, needing help with everything. We were all medical students at Z University back then. But during my internship year, I injured my fingers, couldn't become a surgeon, and gave up on that career. Some of my former classmates got jobs at the third hospital. No one pitied me. They saw it as karma. Everybody believed I had forced Frank out years ago, making him move abroad. Totally healed, awesome, the trainer said 4 months later when I finally walked normally without any aid. "Thanks for staying with me." "It's your strong will," he replied. "Honestly, your leg was crushed pretty bad. But during the whole time, you didn't complain once." I smiled without saying anything. I got discharged. I handled the paperwork and caught a cab away from the hospital. It had been nearly half a year since I'd been back. I hesitated for a moment, touching the fingerprint lock. I opened the door to the smell of dust. Just as I thought, Emily rarely came back here either. I tidied up the sofa a bit and opened the lean pork porridge I bought downstairs. I just had a couple of bites when my phone buzzed again. I went silent reading the group messages. Jack got discharged. So fast? Wasn't he seriously hurt? He's after Emily again. She must owe him from a past life, being stuck with him like this. Quit it. He could see it in here, he might take revenge. The messages disappeared quickly. Someone realized the mistake. I turned off my phone and finished my porridge. Emily didn't come home. When daylight broke, I rubbed my stiff hands over my eyes, paused, then got up and dressed. I took my belongings from the coffee table and headed out. Right before I shut the door, I took a last look at the 3-bedroom place I had carefully designed. Bam, the door clicked closed. Outside the orthopedic corridor, I saw Emily. They'd just wrapped up the morning meeting, and a group of doctors in white coats came out of the conference room. She stopped flipping pages when she saw me. The doctor next to her glanced at us and walked away, giving us space. I didn't know why, but I managed to smile and walk towards her. Maybe I was just thankful I'd recovered and wasn't disabled. Or maybe I'd made peace with it. Emily had great skin. Even with tired eyes, her perfect face couldn't be hidden. She explained, "Sorry, I had 3 surgeries yesterday. By the time I finished, you were already discharged." I nodded and handed her the papers. "What's this?" She looked puzzled. I shrugged it off with a relieved smile. "Open it up. It's what you wanted, Emily. I don't need the house or the car. Here's to your future success. Our paths won't cross again." After handing over the divorce agreement, I faded into the crowd. At the airport, I pulled out my phone, deleting her contact from my top list, exiting our class group chat, headed to a small town. When I landed at night, I crashed at my cousin's, who was raising a kid. "Dad, Uncle's here." My cousin came out from the kitchen, eyeing my suitcase. "Trouble in paradise? We're over. But you loved her so much." I gave a bitter smile. Love's a two-way street. One-sided efforts are just self-serving, sometimes even pressuring. "You finally get it, Jack. She's not worth it." Couldn't sleep that night, sitting by the window, gazing at the road below. Sounds pulled me back. "Why up still?" "Can't sleep, I'll be okay." My cousin patted my shoulder. "Man, tough breaks. Dreamed of being a surgeon, but injured your finger. Found someone you liked, and she's cold as ice." Staring at the streetlights outside, I zoned out. If she hated me so much, why'd she marry me? I don't get it. I didn't push her to it. Let it go, forget her, and focus on living better. Yeah, I've decided to move on. Gonna settle here, open a pharmacy. Sounds good. Need a partner? I'll invest. We chuckled. 6 months later, our pharmacy was up and running. My cousin and I took turns manning the store. The pace of life in this small town was slow. Over time, memories started to fade. One afternoon, Coco handed me my phone. "Uncle, your call." "Thanks, sweetheart. I'm getting married. Will you come to my wedding?" "Peter, my lone college buddy." "Where's the wedding?" "Gotta be in Z City, of course. You know I hardly have friends. If you don't come, it'll be incomplete." "All right, send me the hotel address." A year gone by. Some things I'd moved past and others had too. At the banquet hall, Peter greeted me warmly. "So glad you made it." We shared a quick hug. "Of course, you're getting hitched. I heard about you and Emily. I know you've left Z City. But hey, today's your day. Let's not talk about me. Go get ready. The ceremony's about to start." After Peter left, I grabbed a glass of red wine, swirled it, and took a small sip. "Is everyone here?" I usually don't realize it, but I've got some pull. Even the top dogs from the hospital showed up. "Good thing you picked a weekend. Otherwise, we might not have been able to get everyone here. Look, even busy Emily made it." Voices at the door floated in, and the wine went down a bit tart. I didn't know Frank switched to the 3rd hospital. Quite a few of their folks are here today. I glanced over and locked eyes with Emily for a moment. "What's the look for, Emily?" Everyone noticed I was there. A bunch of surprised eyes stared. When I saw who was standing next to her and handing over the gift money, even though I was mentally prepared, I froze for a second. Frank is back. But just for a second. I turned my attention to the wisteria outside the window, and with a breeze, all my bottled-up feelings faded away. Rumor had it since college that they were made for each other. Now, from their perspective, they've finally found happiness together. The wedding reception got underway, and everyone took their seats. The 3rd hospital folks were all at one table. You know, today's groom is a doctor from there. Doctors are quite the catch these days. See that table over there? It's filled with his co-workers. Single ladies, better hurry up and get those digits. It's a shame, though. That one good-looking doctor, probably already spoken for, sitting by that guy, likely her boyfriend. Music played, the wedding ceremony began. After the ceremony and the meal, people began to drift apart. I heard footsteps approaching. "You've been gone a year, not planning to come back if it weren't for Peter's wedding?" To my surprise, Emily came over with a glass of wine. She looked stunning in a pale pink gown. I didn't expect her to come over and say hi. We exchanged a glance. "Come back?" I don't have a home here. No home? I caught Frank glancing over with concern I could read. I grabbed a dessert. Sorry, seems we don't have much to chat about. I left the dessert table, checked the time, planning to say goodbye to Peter and then head out. Leaving already? We barely talked. Seeing you happy makes me happy. Peter pulled me aside, glancing at Emily and Frank. Leaving because of them? Sorry, I didn't mention it. Folks from the third hospital might show up. No worries, I'm over it. They don't affect me anymore. Leaving the hotel, I hailed a cab to the airport. Jack, where are you headed? Just as I was about to get in, someone grabbed my arm. I turned around, startled. It was Emily. Silence hung between us. Don't go. Why? I need to catch a flight. Getting in or not? Emily told the driver, shutting the door. Sorry, we're not leaving anymore. Not going, why call a cab, wasting my time. The cabbie grumbled and left. Seeing Frank a little ways off looking puzzled, I turned back to Emily. What's this about? She tightened her grip on my arm. What about you? We're still legally married. Where are you going alone? I never signed the divorce papers. My expression hardened. You're hurting me. She realized and let go. The hotel entrance wasn't the place to talk. She drove us to the seaside. I rolled down the window, stared out at the vast sea, the salty air lingering. Why not sign? Isn't this what you wanted? I saw her grip the wheel tightly. What I want? Go on, just say it. She suddenly reached over and held my hand tight. Not coming home tonight? What happened? Did you bump into Emily? I took a deep breath and glanced over at the woman pouring water. Guess you did. And now you're not coming back because of her? Getting back with Emily? Are you crazy? Emily, when did you get here? It's Emily. She gestured for the phone. Here, let me talk. In the background, the voice on the other end got louder, and Emily stepped onto the balcony with the call. I looked around the room, remembering the dusty scent from the day I left. It was now clean and bright. 10 minutes later, Emily returned the phone to me. Not drinking the tea. You used to love brewing this. I frowned slightly. Get some rest. We need to head to the civil affairs office early. Got a store to manage and my cousin can't do it alone. Which room should I take? The agreement was drafted over a year ago. I don't want this place. Sit here, I'm a guest now. At the beach, she lit a cigarette. If you're leaving, get the divorce certificate. When did she start smoking? She stiffened up. Her phone on the coffee table lit up. It was a chat group notification. Did everyone see Jack at Peter's wedding today? Couldn't miss him, he stands out. Doctors are usually busy. Hard to believe they have this much free time sometimes. Why is she back this time? Is she after Emily again? Emily sent a message. When she put the phone down, the chat group was gone. A new barbecue joint opened downstairs. Pretty good. Want a late-night snack? I got up. I'll crash in the study. Rest up and we'll line up early tomorrow. The study looked the same, but lying there, felt no longer at home. BBQ's here, want some? I didn't answer, pretending to be asleep. After a pause, footsteps retreated. From the study window, I could see a light in the living room. The living room lights went out in the early morning. I got up at dawn. The master bedroom was still quiet as I sat waiting in the living room. The sun climbed higher, no sound from the master bedroom. I checked the time, knocked on the door. No answer. I frowned as I looked at the entrance and noticed her slippers placed neatly there. I immediately pushed open the bedroom door, but no one was inside. I went to the dining table and found a note. Emergency at the hospital. I went to the hospital. There's breakfast in the thermos. Don't forget to eat. I put the note down. I glanced at the thermos beside me and opened it. Inside were meat buns on top and millet and red date porridge on the bottom. I wasn't in the mood for breakfast. Tried calling her, but it kept going to voicemail. So, I had no choice but to go to the hospital. When I got there, they told me she was in the operating room. All I could do was wait for her in her office. Her friend, Nancy, walked in. By the looks of it, she worked the night shift. We locked eyes for a moment, then I looked away, irritated. She used to be the one who supported Emily and Frank the most. This time, amazingly, there was no snarky remark. Emily won't be off the operating table for a while. If you're bored, you can surf the internet on her computer. She also opened a drawer and pulled out a bag of snacks, putting it on the table. These are from Emily for you. She left again with her phone. I paused, a bit taken aback. The bag was full of chips I used to love, but I had no appetite for them. I had let go not just of painful memories, but a lot of unhealthy habits too. I waited until 4 p.m. Emily finally came off the surgery table looking exhausted. When she came back and saw me, she appeared a bit surprised. I waved the file folder in my hand, face impassive. I've been waiting for you. Only an hour left, so let's hurry. All right. She nodded. Let me rinse off and change clothes first. She went to the bathroom. 10 minutes passed, and I was waiting anxiously outside. She came out, drying her hair, pointing to a boxed meal a nurse had brought in earlier. Can you give me a moment to eat something? I haven't eaten all day. Time's running out. She gave a bitter smile. I'll be quick. Just 5 minutes. I said nothing more. She took a few quick bites, and as we were about to leave, a nurse rushed over. Emily, something's wrong. Patient in bed 3 is having consciousness issues, struggling to breathe. I'll check it out. She was called away again. Because lives were at stake, I had no reason to stop her, left feeling restless. She returned at 6 p.m., an hour past the civil registry's closing time. She glanced at the time as I gave her a questioning look. Sorry, the patient had fat embolism and needed immediate rescue. I didn't know what to say. I was furious, but I also knew the patient needed her. Sort out your work. I don't want any delays tomorrow. Tonight I'll find a hotel. Jack? Just as I was leaving, a doctor walked over. Seeing him, I paused. Lewis. He looked at my leg, smiled, and said, Glad there's no after effect. Haven't seen you at the hospital in a year. I even asked Emily why you stopped coming. Lewis is a generation older than Emily's group, kind of a mentor to them. I glanced at Emily, wondering if Lewis knew we were already over. You're recovering well. I'm relieved. Tonight, I'm treating the department to dinner. Emily, bring your boyfriend. Sorry, I have plans tonight. You guys go ahead. Lewis's face turned a bit stern. What, you're not gonna give me face? I owe him my life, he was a lifesaver for me back then. Refusing seemed rude. All right, I'll come. Listening to the conversation, I understood that Lewis got promoted to department head, and this was a celebration dinner. When everyone gathered around, they seemed a bit surprised to see me. But this time, Emily seemed to have my back, standing close to me. I sat in Emily's car, staring silently out the window. Emily gently held my hand. Her hand was warm. Mine was cold. Still mad? I turned back. I tried to pull away, but she gripped tighter. Soon after, she let go on her own. I'm sorry. I retracted my hand, placing it back on my lap. You didn't explain to them we're not together anymore? I only mentioned to Nancy after I drank too much that you gave me divorce papers. As for others, I just said you were traveling. That meant, aside from some classmates, no one knew we'd been apart for a year, meeting now just for the divorce. There's a Coke in the glove box. I didn't really feel like drinking. Why don't you want it? Your tastes have changed. I didn't respond, just started scrolling on my phone. At the restaurant, everyone took their seats and ordered. Some even brought family. I couldn't blend into the atmosphere, simply ate in silence. Emily put food on my plate twice. I let it sit there, untouched. She picked things I used to like. I no longer liked the things she thought I did. Even the taste in snacks changed. How could she think I'd like the same old dishes? Lewis called me out. Jack, why aren't you talking, just eating? Haven't seen you in a year, Jack, and you've changed. Used to be so chatty. Back then, I attended these gatherings with Emily, full of enthusiasm and hopeful about our marriage. Sitting next to her, I acted confidently and mingled with them. I tried to engage in every conversation. I put down my chopsticks and smiled. Sorry? Got caught up eating. Louis shook his head. No, I can tell you two had a fight. Jack's impatient with Emily. That's how it is at home after a fight. Jack, is it because Emily didn't join you on a trip or something? You should blame me. I kept Emily busy with work so she couldn't spend more time with you. I'll make sure she has more time. Getting found out was awkward. Even though we were divorcing, I didn't want to cause a scene now. No need, Louis. That's her job. Are you worried she was fooling around while you were away? I can vouch for her. She's always kept her distance. I've never seen her talk much to any guy in private. I frowned. Frank's back now? She never talked to any guys? How's that possible? Louis even added, I wouldn't lie in front of everyone here. I got up midway to go to the bathroom. Splashed some cold water on my face. Ran into Louis's wife at the bathroom door. She smiled at me. Maria. I nodded a bit. Long time no see, you've lost some weight. Maria patted my shoulder. Can you tell me? What's going on with Emily? The girl who used to look at Emily with bright eyes seems to have lost that spark now. I knew Maria was concerned about our relationship. Maria, we just don't have feelings for each other anymore. Maria opened her mouth in surprise, thought for a moment. I don't know the details between you two, but I can tell she really cares about you. When you got in that car accident, she was at the hospital every night she wasn't traveling for work. Especially when you were in the ICU, she'd sleep by your bedside. When you had the accident and were taken to the hospital, she was out of town attending a surgery exchange with the dean. When she heard about it, she rushed out of the conference room to come back. And because of that, she was reprimanded in a hospital meeting. I was completely taken aback. She stayed with me while I was unconscious? Maria sighed. I don't understand. She clearly cares about you. Yet, she never visits during your waking hours. Many times, when Louis was on night duty and I passed your ward, she'd be there. Maria patted me on the shoulder. Don't rush into any decisions. Maybe there's a misunderstanding you haven't resolved. I took a call and left the bathroom. Emily was standing at the door, seemingly waiting for me. Are you feeling unwell? I can let them know, and we can leave early. I glanced inside the room. The gathering should be wrapping up soon. No, I'm fine. Let's head out together when it's over. Half an hour later, dinner ended. At the hotel entrance, everyone said their goodbyes and drove off one by one. Along the way, I looked at the hotel by the road. Drop me off here. I'm staying at the hotel tonight. See you at the Civil Affairs Bureau at 8 a.m. Tomorrow's the weekend. The bureau isn't open. I checked my phone and realized it was indeed Saturday. I can be so absent-minded. Head back home. I snapped, Emily, can you show some respect? Is it fun messing with me all day? She paused, then looked up. If anyone's staying at the hotel, it's you. The house, which you designed meticulously, is yours. I'll drop you off first. That night, as promised, she left me at the garage and drove away. But the next morning, when I went downstairs for breakfast, I saw her Volvo parked outside. I looked away and headed upstairs. She got out of the car. Dad called. It's his birthday today and he wants us over for dinner. No need to go. Dad's had 2 heart attacks. He really wants to see you. I clutched my soy milk tightly and quickened my pace upstairs. I'll wait for you downstairs. Upstairs, my phone rang again. I hung up. It buzzed twice more. Jack, come home for dinner, okay? Dad asked the maid to make all your favorite dishes. I just found out I have pulmonary congestion. With all my illnesses, I might not have many years left now. I know I've let you and your mom down, and you have every right to resent me. But Dad cares about you, wants to see if Emily's treating you well. I turned off my phone and tossed it aside. Once home, as I opened the trunk, Emily reached for the canister I was holding. Jason, playing in the yard, glanced at us and ran inside. Dad, big bro's here. Before going in, I looked at Emily's back, puzzled for a moment. In the album I made, There's a photo of me with my parents. I once caught her clutching my dad's image, with a look of strange intensity in her eyes, almost like dislike. I tried to ask her indirectly if she knew my dad. She always used busyness as an excuse and never talked about it. I regained my senses and followed. Big bros here? My dad glanced at the door, a bit excited. Wang Yi, come out, Jack's here. A woman in an apron rushed out from the kitchen, my stepmom in name. Coming home, buying stuff, what for? Give them to me. You guys sit in the living room, 2 more dishes to go, we'll eat soon. Silence filled the living room. Ever since he ruined our family by cheating, I haven't called him dad. Beside him was an enforced stand, something I didn't expect, revealing his declining health. Just as I sat down, I wanted to step out for a walk. Emily came over, sat down and held my hand. Your last surgery was a success. How'd it relapse? Auntie came with a fruit plate and tea. You all came, please persuade him, at his age, no need to work so hard. Last attack, barely a minute in, he collapsed and I was so scared I couldn't even dial 120. It's not that severe. Anyway, go check on the stove. Don't listen to your aunt. She exaggerates. The doctor said with rest it's fine. I stood up. I'll take a walk outside. He then asked Jason, playing nearby. Jason, go outside with your brother. Jason left his Lego aside. Okay. Jason eagerly followed me out. From his eyes, I could tell he was unfamiliar with me, yet he wanted to be close. I mused, fate's been kind to Sam. Despite being a cheater, he found someone who understands him. This woman even gave him a sweet child. Wang Yi wasn't the woman Sam cheated with. They only got together 3 years after the other woman left him for someone younger and richer. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here today. He fiddled with his fingers. Want to see my fish by the stone pond? Sure, let's see. Feeding them too much might make them sick. What? But they've eaten everything up. When they see food, they won't say no. You're their owner, so you need to control how much they eat. How much should each one get? They're still small, so 3 to 5 pellets per fish should be enough. Got it. Hey, my sister's here. I turned around, and Emily came over. Sister, my brother's teaching me how to feed the goldfish. Turns out I was overfeeding them, which could actually kill them. Emily ruffled his hair. Dinner's ready. Let's go eat. Midway through dinner, something happened. My dad suddenly had chest pains. Jason, hurry to the living room and grab your dad's heart medication. My aunt was holding him and panicking. Jason brought the meds and I took one, placing it in his mouth. The meal wasn't going to be finished. We carried him to the bedroom and laid him flat. The family doctor arrived. By the time everything settled down, it was nearly dark. I walked out of the bedroom, watching the swaying trees outside, and felt a jacket placed over me. Emily, it's drafty here. Don't catch a cold. The doctor came out. How is he? Is there still any danger? Things don't look good. You should stay over tonight. That way, if anything happens, you'll be here to help. My aunt agreed, yes, you should stay. I panic and can't decide what to do when things go wrong. Having you young folks here gives me peace of mind. Jack, your room's always been kept for you. I've only been cleaning in there once a week, haven't moved a thing. I hesitated for a moment, then nodded to stay. Aunt doesn't know about me and Emily now, so she hasn't given her a separate room. I don't want to drag them into our business, so we'll manage for the night. In the shower, I slipped and fell. Emily heard the noise and rushed in. I was soaked, totally uncovered. Slipped? I seemed to have twisted my ankle. It hurt like hell, but I stayed on the ground, covering myself up. It's fine, just go out. Emily lowered her gaze, grabbed a towel from the rack, wrapped it around me, and stubbornly helped me up. You twisted your ankle, I'll help you out. Once I was on the bed, I pulled the covers over me instantly. Emily left. Aunt, do we have any medicinal wine? Yes. Did Jack hurt himself? I heard his voice earlier. Emily quickly brought a bottle of red medicinal wine, poured some in her palm. After her shower, I pretended to sleep. Soon, the other side of the bed dipped down. Faking sleep, I sensed her getting closer. She got bolder, wrapping her arms around my waist. I tried playing it cool, but I had to open my eyes, looking straight at her. She froze for a moment, then leaned down, kissing me deeply. Her kiss was gentle, tender, made me get lost in it. Not until I realized what I was doing did I push her away, gasping for air. I stared at the ceiling, chuckled slightly, but tears slid from my eyes. What is she up to? 2 years of marriage, she hated me, and now with divorce pending, she shows all her warmth. She even massaged my foot so softly knowing I had twisted it. After everything, she kisses me so sweetly, pulling me back in. Does she want me chasing her for 2 more years? Noticing my tears, she looks a little panicked, wiping them away. Sorry, it's my fault for making you cry. Yell at me, hit me if you have to, just don't cry. Okay? I tilted my head, forcing back the tears. Why, Emily? Maria mentioned that during my car accident-induced coma, you watched over me, is that true? After a moment of silence, she nodded. I sat up, questioning. Why didn't you want me to know? Why only visit at night? Did you want me to misunderstand? Are you ashamed of me in the daylight? She pulled me into her arms. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Hurt you when you were innocent. You matter the most to me. Believe it? Just from words? 2 years, you treated me coldly as ice. I couldn't warm you up. Felt like I was your most hated person. How can I believe you? I failed to recognize my feelings in time, causing you unnecessary pain. I couldn't listen, pushing her away. After a moment, she took a pillow, got off the bed. You stay calm? I'll sleep on the couch. In the morning, I came downstairs. I paused, seeing a familiar figure sitting on the couch. The woman turned, smiling at me. Hey, you're up? What brings you here? Joanna and I hadn't met for years. I once saw her as a sister. She stood. Heard your dad's not doing well, came to check in. She matured, wearing business attire instead of her old flashy clothes. The stubbornness she had is gone too. I'll ask Aunt to take you up. She walked up close. Won't you do it yourself? I stepped back. Just then, Emily walked in with the doctor. Joanna turned, making brief eye contact with Emily too. I excused myself upstairs. Emily entered, glancing at Joanna going up. Her expression darkened immediately. Her fists clenched. I was puzzled, never saw Emily like this. When she noticed my gaze, she returned to normal. She opened a bag, pulling out a pair of white slippers. While bringing the doctor here, I passed a store, bought these soft slippers to try. Twisted ankle, the softer the shoe, the better. Emily squatted, motioning me to sit so she could help me put them on. Aunt came over, removed empty teacups from the table, teasing, the young couple has such a great relationship. Let me do it. I looked down, putting on the shoes, recalling Emily's look at Joanna earlier. Shot a glance at Emily. Did she have issues with Joanna? Joanna spent almost an hour in my dad's room before coming down. She glanced at me, finally stopping at Emily. Let's chat? Outside. They headed to the garden. I looked out and wondered what they could talk about. They didn't seem to have much in common from what I remember. But the tension between them was palpable. I remember when we were in college, Joanna came to see me once and met Emily. Emily didn't chat much with her and went straight to the library. Did they ever meet again after that? Jason brought over a ball and looked up at me. Hey buddy, wanna play soccer? I nodded. Sure. When the ball rolled towards their conversation, I went over to retrieve it. I heard you haven't been good to Jack in recent years. You're an outsider. You have no right to comment on our marriage. No right? If it weren't for you showing up, he and I would have been married. He never would have married you. Anyone could see he only saw you as a sister, not a lover. He might like you, but what did you give him? Coldness? Misery? If it were me, at least I wouldn't let him suffer. You think I wanted this? It's your fault you pushed so hard, warning me, then pressuring my dad. You left me torn and him hurt. I was torn between the one I love and my father, who raised me. You think my conscience would be clear with a choice like that? Joanna was silent for a long time. The chill in her voice made me shiver. I'm sorry. If we knew you wouldn't leave him, we wouldn't have pushed so hard. A sorry won't bring my dad back. The soccer ball slipped from my hands. They turned around, stunned. Jack, when did you get here? Their eyes widened with panic. What are you talking about? I felt frozen, like I was submerged in ice. I stared at Emily. What's this about my dad being alive? Joanna, what did you do to Emily's dad? No, what did you all do? Who else was involved? What are you hiding from me? I have this feeling the truth will be too much to bear, but I need to know. Emily never mentioned her dad to me. When I asked, she always seemed annoyed. Emily gently pressed my shoulder. Calm down first. Once you're more stable, I'll explain everything. I want to know now. Please, tell me. Joanna finally spoke up. I'm sorry, Jack. It was me. I liked you for a long time, but you only saw me as a sister. When you liked Emily, I was angry. I thought she wasn't good enough for you, so I paid her to leave you. She refused the money and told me to stop playing childish games. I felt humiliated. How dare she? So I got madder. I hired people to beat her up, hoping she'd leave, but she didn't. Then I found out her dad worked in the city, so I hired more people to attack him. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I slapped Joanna across the face. You're a monster. Her face froze in shock. Sorry, Jack. If it'll make you feel better, hit me as many times as you want. Hitting you would just dirty my hands. You're inhumane. Don't you get it? Emily never left because I liked her. I went to her. You hurt her and then went after her dad. Why didn't you just kill me first? Get out. I never want to see you again. Hate me if you must. I knew Emily's coldness was about her dad's situation. I felt guilty but didn't dare tell you. I knew you'd hate me once you knew the truth. Hopefully, now you know everything, you can find peace. The fault was mine and it's me who needs to pay for it. Please don't hurt each other anymore. Be happy together. Wait, who else was involved? You mentioned others. There was no one else. Only me. You heard wrong. I doubt it. I think Emily knows too. Joanna looked back at me. It was only me. Stop overthinking. She glanced at Emily, seeking help. Emily nodded in agreement. I wish she were telling the truth, that it was only Joanna. But I know what I heard. Was it my dad? Both of you planned it. You hurt Emily's dad, thinking Emily would hate me. My dad always liked you. He often hinted at a future with you. Said he'd be happy leaving me in your care. Silence was my answer. The truth was stark and brutal. I couldn't process it. Maybe I'll never come to terms with this. It's over now. Let's not dwell on it. Let's cherish what we have. Emily cupped my face and pressed her forehead against mine. How can I cherish the present when my dad caused your dad's pain? Today, I understood why she didn't love me back. I had speculated on so many reasons, but never this horrid truth. Emily reassured, it's not that. My dad died from cancer, not from the beating. That was just surface wounds. Couldn't listen. Stop covering for them. When I stood by Sam's bedside, he already knew. You figured it out? You hoped I wouldn't. Now I know why your health kept declining. It's karma. Mom still worries about you. Jack, don't talk about your dad like that. He's always regretted it. He wanted you with someone familiar to prevent any hurt. I laughed coldly. Marrying someone I don't love won't hurt me? You loving me meant hurting the one I love. Stop trying to earn pity with your calls. If you have any conscience, never contact Emily again. Your dad's been gone for a while, but here you are, using the priciest medicine, on a $1 million mattress, and still bossing around Emily. She's a person, you know, and imagining how her dad was treated by you just hurts her every time she faces you. Sorry, Jack. Your dad messed up. I can't ask you or Emily for forgiveness, but my only wish now is you both live unaffected. Live your lives well. From start to finish, you did nothing wrong. It was me who loved you the wrong way. Let all the consequences fall on me. There's no turning back the clock. Once happiness is shattered, It can't be pieced back together. I laughed, but my tears were bitter. You want Emily and me to live well? How can you be so cruel? Can't even let her dad rest in peace? I ran out, feeling like a wandering ghost, aimlessly drifting through the streets. I wanted to stand up, breathe some fresh air, but it felt like I was being pulled down by some invisible hand. After Emily's dad passed, she came back to school from handling the funeral, and she was always so down. I didn't know much then, just that her dad was gone. I tried to spend more time with her, waiting downstairs at her dorm. Nancy scolded me. Jack, stay away from Emily. Let her be. Right? Emily's dad was in such a bad state when he passed, still covered in bruises. Pour it up. Want more? You're already drunk. Not drunk, fill it up. Drowning myself is the only way to stop thinking. I didn't know how else to numb myself. Welcome, what can I get for you? I'm looking for someone. Not drinking, let's go back. Through my haze, I saw a figure that looked so much like Emily. Emily, why are you here? Please don't show up anymore. I can't face you. I pulled her arm, trying to roll up her sleeve. How can they hit you like this? Is it still sore? Is that why you took all those days off, to heal? You're my favorite person, and the thought of you getting hit hurts me more than if it happened to me. Sorry, Emily. I'm apologizing for my dad. Please don't hate me, okay? No, your dad's gone, but we got married, so in a way he was my dad too. You won't forgive me. Would everything be better if you never met me? Your dad wouldn't have died. Don't be kind to me anymore, I can't handle it. Alright, let's go home. The next day I woke up with a splitting headache. Sunlight streamed through the thin curtains, hurting my eyes all over again. Waking up, the truth revealed yesterday was so clear again in my mind. This was me and Emily's wedding room. I didn't know how to face Emily, so I decided to leave the bed. The door opened and in came Emily, smiling. Awake? I made you some hangover soup. Just in time for you to have some. She scooped a spoonful, bringing it to my lips. The kinder she was, the heavier it felt. Pushed it away. Emily, you don't have to be this nice to me. You're my husband. Who else should I be nice to? I saw the papers on the table, picked them up. Let's stick to what we agreed on, go to the civil affairs office on Monday, and get divorced. She looked down, silent. I'm heading out for a walk. As I got up, she held my hand. So, you're leaving me? It's not leaving, it's that I can't face you. We wronged you. About your dad. I'm so truly sorry. But beyond apologizing, I can't fix anything. Let's stop dragging this out. Frank would be a better fit for you, besides he's back. She frowned slightly. Is this because you saw us together at the wedding? You got it wrong. At the wedding, I ran into him at the entrance. We had no other interactions. You saw him next to me and assumed we were together, right? Have you ever considered why I ultimately chose to marry you? You must think I did it to get back at your dad, right? If I said it was because I love you so much, that despite my guilty conscience, I still wanted to be with you, would you believe me? I bit my lip. Emily, I know after our marriage I fell short, didn't live up to being a good wife. I was always in a turmoil of emotions, wanting to keep you close while also hating your dad. Sometimes, I felt like I was going to fall apart. On the day of your car accident, I was out of town. Finding out what happened, I was numb. I rushed back. Seeing you in surgery, unresponsive, broke me. Then learning the accident was because you were in a bad mental state and ran a red light, I blamed myself even more. It was my indifference that made you doubt yourself, feel lost. I hated myself. I thought once you wake up, we'll divorce. Being with me only hurts you. I was scared to give you any hope. I knew you'd stand up again because deep down you're strong. But when you brought the divorce papers, knowing this was pushing you away, I felt my heart break. Realized no resentment was worth more than having you by my side. I knew I couldn't sign those papers because I couldn't lose you. But your heart had already died. After you left, I searched everywhere, eventually finding you in a small southern town. You had opened a pharmacy, looked better each day. I had hurt you so much, I didn't have the courage to disturb your peace. Hearing Peter was getting married, I was so excited, predicting you'd come back for it. That way we'd finally meet. At the wedding, seeing you made me so happy inside, even though I tried to stay calm on the outside. But I still didn't know how to approach you, didn't know how to naturally start a conversation with you. Seeing you about to leave again, I panicked, rushed out, grabbed your hand. This time I couldn't let you go. Emily held my hand tighter. I could feel she was desperately trying to hold on to me. But your dad's death, that's always going to be there. A burden you'll never forget. My dad passed away from brain cancer. Sure, he got seriously injured once, but it was all superficial wounds, trust me on that. Your dad's actions have always bothered me. So, if you hate him so much, why'd you answer his calls and go back with me to see him? He really doesn't deserve it. Because deep down, we both love you so much. Back then, he was just worried I couldn't give you the life you wanted. He hoped you'd marry someone better off. Any dad would probably get upset if their son was with a med student with no family background, and they'd do whatever they could to stop it. You might act cold towards him and not want to talk, but I can tell you still wish for his health and hope he doesn't suffer. Actually, your dad talked to me a long time ago, warning me to steer clear of you. He'd even picked out a future wife for you. Someone from a good family, someone you'd known since childhood. And there you were, clueless about it all, running into my arms. You're smart and adorable, and I refused you 3 times, yet you never gave up. You have no idea how hard it was each time. I remember when Joanna came to the school looking for you. I saw that you only saw her as a sister, not someone you liked. Ironically, she had people beat me up, warning me to stay away from you or else. Little did she know, her actions showed me her true colors, arrogant and reckless. If you two really got married, she wouldn't be the kind to respect your feelings. I couldn't trust leaving you with someone like her. But then again, am I much better? After we got married, I treated you coldly and hurt you even more. From beginning to end, you were innocent, yet you endured the most pain. If you still want a divorce, I respect that. She suddenly laughed. At first, because of some not-so-good rumors about you at school, I wanted to stay away. But you, being a bit proud, kept inching closer. After hanging out, I realized you were nothing like the vicious, domineering person the rumors claimed. You were kind-hearted. I quietly watched you study by the nameless lake, bandage stray cats' legs, and donate spare change to disabled beggars. The rumors were just a way others, knowing they weren't as good as you, tried to push you out with false labels. All along, the person I liked was only you. As for Frank, I only talked to him more to turn you away initially. Rumor had it we were childhood sweethearts, but we'd only shared the same train to school that one day. Remember? You asked me if I'd prefer you go abroad forever or get married to me and stay in my life. After thinking about it all night, I held your hand and said, "Let's get married." How I wish you'd give me the same choice now. I looked up and let go of Emily's hand. "I'll keep these papers for now," I said. She took back the divorce agreement. "I hope you'll reconsider, Jack. Just remember, I love you and want to spend my life with you." I left with no destination in mind, wandering the streets until my phone rang. "Hey, little Beau, are you back yet?" "Cousin, what's up? Can you come back quickly? Coco went missing, and I can't find him anywhere. Come help me look." I was shocked. How could Coco go missing? "I'm coming right back." Thankfully, it was all fine. Before dawn, I found Coco sleeping in the park with my cousin. The divorce with Emily was postponed for now. Another half-year went by. The sky was perfectly blue that day. I tidied up the meds on the shelf and returned to the counter, getting a message from Emily. "Jack, our group won a grand prize at the last medical competition, and the hospital's rewarding us with a 10-day all-expense-paid trip, plus a +1. You want to come?" "Doctor, I have a stomach ache," a customer said. "Got anything for it?" I put my phone down. "Yeah, I do." On the soft beach, I adjusted my hat and snapped a few pictures. Someone asked, "Can I get your contact info?" I was just thinking how to turn her down when I felt an arm around my waist. "Sorry, I'm taken." Our eyes met, and I was stunned. I turned away, a bit bashful. How'd you know it was me? I never said I'd come. Just from your silhouette. You're the only one I love, and I can spot you even from your back. So why didn't you find me sooner? I know no one here. It's so boring. The woman who asked for my contact walked away. Emily pulled my hat down and gave me a quick kiss, resting her forehead against mine. Sooner? You just hit the beach. I wanted to see you earlier, but you came 2 days late. I was about to fly back. Thinking of flying back already? Yeah, I thought you weren't coming. Was planning to fly to your town and visit your pharmacy. That doesn't make sense. You've got 10 days here, all expenses paid. But without you, no place seems fun. She playfully nipped my earlobe. One epilogue. 3 months later, I handed over the drugstore to my cousin, who hired someone to watch the shop. I successfully got a job at the pharmacy of the 3rd hospital. Now, I get to go to work and go home with Emily every day. One night, Emily and I were sleeping when her phone lit up. She responded and put it back down. Casually, I asked, "This late? Who's texting you?" She replied, "Someone unimportant." In the middle of the night, I got up to use the bathroom. Turning on the dim light, it happened to shine on her phone screen. Unlocking it, a message thread popped up. Turns out, my face was registered for her phone's recognition. Frank, Emily, I'm really scared. Can you come over, keep me company, and talk to me? Emily, I don't owe you that. It was the anniversary of Emily's dad's death. This time, you're not sneaking back alone to visit his grave. I'm going with you, I said. Okay, we'll drive back, Emily agreed. On the way, Emily suddenly asked me, "What are you thinking about?" I looked at her, a bit silent. "Maybe your dad wouldn't want to see me. He met you before," she said. When? I was curious. Back in college, that night you wanted me to watch the stars with you on the field. He came to see me at school, she recalled. Was that the night I went to the bathroom and couldn't find you afterward? I asked. Yup, she confirmed. You went to the bathroom, that's when he came over. Said he was working in the city and stopped by to see me. He saw us before but didn't want to interrupt. He brought me some clothes, and we went back to the dorm to put them away, she explained. Oh, that night I bit your arm. I hope your dad didn't see that, I remembered. It's funny you thought he didn't, Emily said, raising an eyebrow. My face went hot out of embarrassment. I made a bad first impression. He probably didn't like me, I expressed worry. After a pause, Emily smiled. Do you know? After that, he increased my allowance by $500. So your dad thought I was your boyfriend? I asked. And you didn't deny it, right? From then on, you saw me as your boyfriend but wouldn't admit it in school. You're complicated, Emily teased. Whenever I found something suitable for her, I just wanted to buy it for her. That's when she handed me a card. This is for you, she said. I was puzzled. Why are you giving me a card? I asked. That extra $500 from Dad. I've been saving it on this card for you. If you want to buy something, use it, she explained. I was stunned, taking the thin card, feeling a mix of emotions. Her father's gesture showed his acceptance of me. Her dad wasn't a big shot, but he was a respected train engineer. Does your dad know who hit him? I asked. With someone warning him to keep his daughter away from you, you think he didn't know? She replied. But didn't he end up hating me for being with you? I worried. He wasn't someone who'd blame a young guy who knew nothing, Emily assured me. Emily slowed the car and parked by the roadside. She took my hand, the one that had been scarred from a scalpel. More so because this young guy, for his daughter, hurt his hand and gave up his beloved career. Such a good guy who'd want me to give him up. Not me, she affirmed. I was astonished. How do you know all this? I asked. When the scalpel fell, cutting my finger, everyone thought I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Actually, I reached out to block it so it wouldn't hit Emily's head, I confessed. My hand was immediately soaked in blood. I thought it was just a coincidence until a similar accident in the OR made me realize it wasn't. The scalpel slipped because Frank wasn't following procedure. Emily was adjusting something nearby while I happened to be close, and I raised my hand, catching it with my finger. I went to get my hand treated, but the cut was so deep it affected my ability to hold a scalpel steadily. The operating table demands precision and sanctity. There's no room for mistakes. I had to give up my dream of being a surgeon. But I don't regret it. If someone's dream had to be sacrificed, I'd choose mine. Emily would always surpass me in medicine. She stood out during our hospital internship, and the department head admired her talent. Frank's mistake earned him a return to school with no hospital backing him. Ashamed, he volunteered for medical aid in Africa. Although he spun the narrative, making it seem like I pressured Emily to go abroad to eliminate competition. Fortunately, bad things catch up. I heard he's diagnosed with kidney disease. On the way back, checking the date, something dawned on me. Quietly, I counted the days in my mind. "What's up?" Emily asked, concerned. I grinned, deciding to keep a secret. "Guess I teased." Emily paused, a hint of surprise crossing her face. "Could it be?" She pondered. "There's a restaurant up ahead. Let's grab a bite."